Good afternoon, good evening, or that weird in-between time, aka the golden hour, where it's kind of golden outside. It's after 5 p.m. here at Western Kentucky. We have some, that's my west facing, let's see if I can angle it right, west facing side of the house. So none of my indoor plants actually get full west facing exposure. So the added grow lights are a bonus. But this is not about my house plants. This is about my in distress tomatoes and still getting a harvest out of my seeds. And usually every year when I'm late, it's because I have problems with seed germination. You know, but this year my seeds were on point, and well, they're just not going to stick around and wait for me. But let's turn around and look at this progress so far, because things have happened within a 24-hour period. Quite a bit. It's kind of crazy. So these are the ones that I've hydrated, chopped off in the last part of the video, and look at them coming back to life now already. This has soaked up all of the water out of the tote, and the leaves are green. These did not sit and get the chance to soak, but they still look a lot better. So I'm on the right path. Now, the heat index it's hotter than somebody, you know, that works a corner in church. That's the saying. And so that's also going to be added stress with black landscape fabric on the ground. I'm going to try to wait for a different day to get some of these plants in the ground. I mean, the serrano pepper, I might go ahead and just run it down there. Peppers love heat anyway. Yeah, I got these tomatoes on the road to recovery, and I'm not trying to rush that. We will get a harvest before frost. Anyway, guys, I think I'm going to wrap this up and post this part of the video, because this is going to be an ongoing experience. I love you guys, and so does Jesus. God bless. So the farmer's market for me didn't go as well as I'd hoped. I had one interested person that waited for me to come outside. I was attending the morning meeting, and when I got out there, she just asked, like, hey, why are these plants smaller and more expensive when she's got larger plants at $3? And the woman did not have plants for $3 because I talked to her prior. But all I said was, most of these plants are a little bit rare. I did not get them from Walmart, Lowe's, or anything like that. Most of them, and I was just keeping things simple and across the board at $5 a cup, which is actually a pretty good deal if you're a plant person. Because she didn't even want to really listen to that. She just snuffed up her nose and walked on. So that's the one and only interest I had, which is, you know, maybe just the algorithm isn't there. You know, it's Rural King's first farmers market. How many people actually know about that? You know, so. But I'm not giving away this plant. But I did give away a few plants. I just, you know, a couple to the new plant friend. She wanted to join Master Gardeners this year, but she wasn't sure if she'd have the time, so she didn't. I said, I'm going to make time. So I gave her a couple little Hoya, and then there was a lady that she is also with a truck driver, and she spends a lot of time at home alone, but she does woodwork, and she made me a bowl. But tonight I'm going to get started on transplanting out these tomatoes. I watered them again last night, and there's no reason to procrastinate. This evening's actually pretty nice out, and I'm ready to get some plants in the ground. I think I'm first going to start off with the cherries. That way I can get them at the edge of the garden and go from there. Talking to people at the farmer's market too, a lot of people had issues with their tomatoes. They had a lot of blossom end rot. They had like no crops at all. So I mean, my late garden is not really an issue in this area. There was some people with good crop. They did grow it in furrows on top of a hill in this area. That's what they done. Furrows on top of a hill. So I have black cherry, black strawberry, champagne bubbles, and then there's some up there that their tags flew out of the containers, or I didn't mark them on the side of the containers or whatever because of an emergency up pot, and I just don't know. So I started doing those right there. It's because I don't know what they are and how they're going to grow. So if things get out of control, I can easily handle it. Put a trellis up, stake, do something, you know. So that's the thought on that. Like these cherry tomatoes on the outside, I can handle a situation like that easier on the outside versus on the inside. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up. Walter says we are done gardening for the day, and so does Falcor. But I love you, and so does Jesus. God bless.